We're now joined with Bobby Smyrniotis, head coach and sporting director. If you have any questions, please let me know. We'll start with Charlie O'Connor Clark.
Thanks. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you. Obviously coming off a week where you guys had a good bounce back win in Vancouver, just what, maybe now that you've had a few days to look at it, what did you like about maybe some of the free-flowing attack that your team was playing in that game?
Yeah, mostly it was controlled football. There was controlled football. There was pace to it. There was rhythm to it, and we changed that rhythm around. Whether we wanted to play a little bit slower, play a little bit quicker. So I think it's important for us to command the game on the ball, and that's what we need to do a little bit better. And we've done that. You look at the goals; they've come from, I think the first one in that game was about 24 passes or so on. With good rotations in the front line. Same thing with the next goal. So that's more like what we want to see, and that's something we've talked about this week again, going into an important game tomorrow.
You guys have had a pretty good handle on York for the most part this year, but obviously that last one was maybe a little bit less attacking opportunities from either side. Just what was different about playing them that time, and what did you maybe learn about maybe a new version of York that you hadn't seen before under Mora?
Yeah, I think it was an interesting game. Watching it back, and obviously we watch these games back right after we've played them. But in preparation for your next game, you watch it back, and there was a lot of good attacking moments. Just maybe not the bite in the final third. And then you look at it. It's a game we've played on a Friday night, and that Tuesday right after that we're playing in the Canadian Championship as well in the semifinals. Sometimes those types of games in and around a league match, play some type of role, especially the one right before, and we've seen that in our previous games this year. So there's a few little things like that. But again, it's we need to come out and we need to play. We know we're playing a hungry team here in York that brings the best. The games are good. Doesn't matter what the score lines are. It's always a good game. It's always a tough game for both teams. But like with any game, there's a path to 3 points. We've identified that, and we just have to make sure we execute here at home, where we've had a good record this year. And it's not so much about the record, but it has to do with the performances and how tactically astute we are. And that's what we need to focus on tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Bobby. I'll maybe let Adam jump in here. I might have another one at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam, you're good to go.
Thank you. Bobby, just on picking up on the way that you guys have been able to build this home record, the goals stand out, but I mean, Cavalry gets one, Pacific gets one, TFC only gets one. Other than Vancouver, the defensive aspect at home has perfectly complemented the attack. And as we get into this late part of the season where things tighten up, I can't imagine that's something you want the team to do. So how would you say the balance this time of year goes with knowing how much more valuable, how much more intensity things will feel with, and how do you keep that philosophy going?
One, it's concentration has to be top, and that doesn't change from home to away. It's out here we've been playing some excellent football just on the ball, and the better you are on the ball, and the more you attack in certain zones of the field, quite frankly, it makes you better defensively, and that's one thing that we've done well here at home. We've been more, I don't want to say on the front foot because we try and do that, but being more aggressive about how we do things. Sometimes a little bit better, and this is where our concentration has to be good in our rest defense structures in what we're doing, and I think that's allowed us to be very astute defensively as well. And it's something we discuss all the time because if you want to create, if you want to be aggressive going forward, it's the most important thing is what you do defensively. Each moment in the game counteracts each other with transitions. So being in control of the game is either with us being on the ball or not, but making sure that we take multi-transition out of the game. And that's somewhere where York, and to be honest, a lot of teams in our league do well when the game opens up, when the game starts going back and forth. So that's something we try and neutralize as much as we can.
And just building off that Vancouver performance, I mean, there's a few things about the match where they sort of win the XG battle, but for the most part, they're limited in when those expected goal situations come from. And then for you guys to be able to sustain the waves of attack, you get the goal in the first half from David, Benny adds one early in the second, you get another one to put it away. Just that sort of three-pronged complete match approach. Are you happy with how you guys have been managing the games from start to finish these past few weeks?
Yeah, of course. You look at that game, and I think after the 70th minute, we changed things because this is a time period in the season where every point that you gain you got, and every point that you lost can't come back. So you've got to look at different things. You also got to look at different things. As you move forward. So that was a game, I think, after the 70th minute, we really sat in a low block on purpose and gave the ball to Vancouver's central defender. So, a lot of the pressure was coming from, low percentage situations, and that's something you need to know how to not only manage but also to create. Because that's what I talk about. It's being in command of the game on the ball, and sometimes being command off the ball. And a team can have the ball for 90% of the time, and it could be forged, but maybe you're not in control. It's for the players to understand to do that. So that's what makes me happy about that match. It's that we did a few other different things on the defensive side of the game that allowed us to other than that one moment with a goal at the end, is to really funnel things the way we wanted, and that's something we're going to need to be good at as we go forward.
Thanks, Bobby.
All right. Back to Charlie.
Yeah, just one more, Bobby. Just looking for a kind of a general fitness update, but more specifically, I'm wondering about Victor Smyrniotis and maybe how close he can be to making an impact with you guys.
Yeah, the only one that's definitely out is Taryn. He's getting close. He's gotten back into training, so we're looking forward to him. And Victor's fully fit and ready to go. So we've got, for the most part, looks like everyone ready to go, and he's somebody we're looking forward to seeing in these next few matches. He's been very good in training and brings a different dynamic to the team. So yeah, he's available for tomorrow's match.
Perfect. Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks, guys.